Greetings and salutations. I'm Gil.
And I'm Gil, and this is Strategic Prepper.
Welcome, welcome. We've got some great videos lined up for you over the next month or so. Today we're going to be talking about that question that so many people have.
Yeah.
What about my friends, my family, my husband, my wife, my whatever, the people I know and I'm comfortable with don't like prepping.
Yeah.
They're not into prepping.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about that. But before we do, I want to cover some basic things first. So please hit that like button, subscribe, hit that bell so you get notified of future videos, and also please share. These things really help the algorithm, and that helps us get viewed by more people. So like, subscribe. No, like is subscribe.
Yeah, like, subscribe,
hit the bell, and share. Also, leave a comment if you have got questions, or if you like what we say, or you want some more detail on something that we bring up. Also, we can only continue doing this through your support, and some of you guys have supported us, and we do really appreciate that. In the description box, we've got multiple ways that you can show your support for Strategic Prepper. One of those is buying merchandise, so I've got a surprise for you.
Oh, nice.
Yes, we have our new morale patch, and I've got yours.
Ooh, awesome. Nice.
It's the black and white gray tones.
Yeah.
Like the nighttime.
Stay safe.
Stay safe and stay prepared. Yes. So you can get yours on our website, strategic-prepper.com, and we really appreciate that. So right now we have a book and a couple of patches, and we are working on other things. You're working on a video, t-shirt design.
Yeah, I got a couple in my head. I got to figure out how the whole move and everything's been taking up a lot of time. But yeah.
Also on Patreon, and I didn't share this with you yet. So yes. We haven't really done much on Patreon because we both have been so busy trying to get out of the suburbs.
Yeah.
You know, we all talk about this, and we decided 2021, now we better pull the trigger, figuratively here, and time to get out. So we've both been doing this, so we really haven't done much in several months on Patreon. We're ready to start back up with a new series, okay? We're going to start this in November, and that is Prepper Book of the Month Club. You're right.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
That is cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a book for the month, and every week we're going to dissect a section of the book. And we'll let you know ahead of time what the next month's book is. So I already have November set, and I will have to get you your copy so that you can also prepare. We'll do this once a week, and haven't figured out what day. If there's a day that works better for you guys, leave a comment. We're thinking like a Monday or Tuesday.
Are you talking like live stream or video?
I would like to do the live stream, but I have to learn how to do the live stream where you're here and I'm there.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Well, yeah, I'm getting.
Split screen.
I got the satellite internet getting installed this week, so I gotta.
Right. So
hopefully all that works well enough to do.
So how we do this, we're working on the technical aspect because you know I'm learning as I go. So, but we are going to have a review. We may start out where we just review the book and then switch to a live stream in the future. But that'll be for our Patreon. That allows us to talk about things that certain people at YouTube and Google don't like us to talk about.
Shoot, YouTube, they just announced this week they'll censor all videos basically saying anything negative about vaccines in general. The whole vaccine, you're not even allowed to say anything about boom.
Vaccines are great, we love them.
So, yeah, that's only, the censorship's only going to get worse.
Right. So, we're going to be doing this for Patreon. It's going to be a book a month, a prepping book a month. This is not going to be some love romance. No, we always talk about the 3 elements of capabilities. We say improve your capabilities, right? And we all know gear. Everyone knows gear, right? Gear, skills, and what's the third part? Knowledge. We're going to be focusing on the knowledge, and like I said, we've got some great books. And
are we doing like technical books or novels?
We are not doing novels.
Okay.
We are not doing novels at this point. We're doing technical books, how to do stuff, how to learn to do stuff.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh.
You want to know what the first book
It's
is?
pretty cool. I already
know.
know what the first book's going to be. Let me guess. It's Back to Basics.
No, that's a great one. But no.
That's like your favorite one.
It is my favorite one, but that's not the first one.
Oh, what's the first one?
Because there's so much in Back to Basics. That would take more than a month.
That would take...
Small unit tactics.
Okay, that'd be good.
And I'm sure if you weren't in the military, or I was in the Marines, but I was aviation. So I certainly can sharpen my knowledge on small unit tactics. Anyway, we got that coming. We want to get to the topic. One more thing. I connected with a group and have joined with a mutual assistance group. We always talk about groups, and that's kind of what today's topic is preparing your friends and family so that you can have your own group of people that you know. But I've connected with a group, West Tennessee Mutual Assistance Group. If any of you guys out there are in Western Tennessee and would like to know more about this mutual assistance group, let me know in the comments, or actually better yet, give me your email address at strategic-prepper.com and let me know it's about the Western Tennessee Mutual Assistance Group, and I can put you in contact with somebody there. So it's very important to have other people support us, which leads us into today's topic. Yep. So it is important. We cannot, when the poop hits the fan, we cannot do this on our own. Mm-hmm. Okay, we can't. There's just too much. I mean, you have to sleep. You can't do security. How are you going to do security while you're farming? It's just too much. So we need help. And the biggest thing, and I know you've heard this, and that is, every time I talk to people, they don't want to hear about it. They think I'm crazy, and right. So, how do you bring in your friends and your families to make so that they're going to be assets during SHTF? That's what we're talking about, during SHTF. How do you help get them ready so that they can be an asset? So, my first thought on this, and I'd like to have a bit of a discussion with you, Gil, is how many times have you heard people say, if you're not already a prepper, you don't have your stuff, I'm turning you away at the door.
That's what everybody says.
That's what everyone says.
Pretty much. It's like the common answer.
It is the common answer. You got your brother and his 3 kids and 4 wives, or no, that won't work, right? His brother and his wife and 4 kids. Anyway, and they show up. You really going to turn away your brother? Some might. But what we're here to propose is turning people away who are not preppers may not be the best solution. There may be a better way. That's what this video is about. What we think is a better way, a different way. Okay, how do you turn these people to your advantage? So the first thing that I would say is somebody who is not a prepper that is in this group, this circle, your friends and family, I would say first of all, just don't discount them. Don't just write them off.
Yeah.
You start thinking, they know I'm a prepper. Where do you think everyone's going if all of a sudden you have food riots and people are hungry? Where's everyone going? And they know you're a prepper. You've been trying to convince them for 5 years. They know you're a prepper. They're coming to visit you. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want them to. Certain people shouldn't know. It's like there's certain people I don't talk to about this kind of stuff. And the ones that I do it kind of slowly. I don't.
Yeah, so
you got to be careful about that. People shouldn't all know that you got food and all that.
Yeah. So first of all, you guys know my view, and my view is no moochers, no entitles. I don't care if you're my brother, my sister. If you're thinking that I'm just going to sit here and take care of you and you're not going to contribute, I don't care what your relation is. We're not talking about helping people mooch. We're talking about helping people who to become assets, to become team members. Okay, so moochers are out regardless of the bloodline. Okay, so here's what I think about this. This time before SHTF is actually a time for us to lead. It's a time for us to develop them. Okay, so my thoughts on this is they don't actually have to accept the prepper lifestyle to be useful.
No.
You know, in fact, what I would say, how many times you go talk to someone and you say, I'm a prepper, or mention the, and all of a sudden,
I never use that word.
Right? Because what happens if you do?
Well, people get turned off. They don't want to hear that.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's weird.
Weird. You got aluminum hat, aluminum hat and all this. And
Yeah.
you're just a weirdo.
Yeah,
I don't use it either.
say that.
I say, when I do use a term, I say that I help people with emergency preparedness. Because, I mean, SHTF is like the ultimate emergency preparedness. I say self-reliance. But in this case, what we're talking about, I don't even think you need to use any of those terms. How would you go about getting somebody to be an asset?
I mean, first you gotta. I mean, it depends on what kind of friends you got, what they're into, but try to teach them useful skills as much as you can. And if they're already into,
and you're saying friends. I mean, we can even just
family.
Up to family, because family is family. You're not going to get rid of.
It helps if you got similar interests that are useful, whether it's camping or whatever.
Sure.
You kind of figure out what they're into, and teach them things that you think could be useful later, and you can kind of disguise that.
So let's say your mutual assistance group is doing drills on small unit tactics.
Mm-hmm.
And if I gave you a brother, which I didn't, but if you had a brother, cousin, and they were kind of into that, hey man, we're going up there, we're going to be playing around with guns and just great for paintball.
Yep.
Great for paintball, and let's practice some tactics, and we have a great lunch and all. Invite them in.
Or in fact, just go paintballing.
Yeah, I was just going to mention that. I remember I was in Kansas City and had a bunch of guys who all went paintballing, and I had a small fire team, and we were assaulting a position. And so I tell the guys, all right, I'm going to lay down some suppression fire, and you flank them over here. And the guy looked, what's suppression fire? And others, what's flanking? And okay. So I had to explain those terms because they had no experience. But you could go paintballing with somebody, practicing the skills for small unit tactics. And, they're going to learn that, and you don't have to tell them it's for prepping security in case the world comes to an end. You don't have to tell them.
Yeah.
You just teach them. How about survival? Bug out bag survival and...
I feel like they were hiking and camping.
Hiking and camping. Oh my gosh, I've learned so much about my bug out bag from backpacking channels.
Mm-hmm.
And I watch these people on the backpack and what gear to use, and I'll tell you what, I've made more gear changes because of a particular backpacking channel than probably any other single source.
Yeah, because they're using this stuff all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
And some stuff I'm never going to do that. Well, this gal has hiked every trail in the country and she uses it. All right, let me try it. Ooh, I like it. You go backpacking. What else?
Well, you like medical stuff too, basic first aid. Just use everyday situations, and that's what I'll do.
So you have somebody who likes to take their kids to the Little League, the Pop Warner, or whatever, and hey, if something happens, it'd be good to have somebody who's first aid trained.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Susie, I'll pay for you to go to the class. I just think that's valuable.
Yeah.
And you just take the lead and you encourage people. Not a word about prepping, but you know what? You get your sister, you get your brother, your cousin, your friend to learn first aid to become that medical person when you're camping and all that. That's another skill. One of my favorites, gardening and food preservation.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I mean, do you have to use the word prepping for that? Hey, I got this huge harvest. I really could use some help. I'm going to do some canning. Can you guys help me out here? And you just get some family members over. You see, these are the type of things that we all can do. We can find. It takes individual leadership, but we can find these little avenues. And we say, what is a useful skill? We have to first figure out those skills that we have shortcomings from. you're going to hook up a solar system. Invite your cousin, invite your friend, man, I could use a hand. And they help you install your solar system. Yeah, we got our notes over at the computer screen. And they help you install your solar system. What if they just learned how to install a solar system? You know, that's not a useless bit of knowledge. So using recreational activities. A lot of the people, I think, that don't want to participate is because they're not focused on the serious big issues in life.
Yeah.
So that's one thing we do. What else?
You talking for as far as recreational activities?
No, just as far as what else can we do to help prepare to fold in to make friends and families assets?
So when you're planning food production in the stores and stuff, just plan to have extra. You know, people. You
that's a good idea. That is a good idea. How would you talk about how that?
Oh man, I mean, there's a few different ways to do it, right? So if I'm planning my food production on a garden, you figure out just add extra people. When you're storing food, same thing. Some people will make little kits that's easy to give to people.
Or if I know that, or if I suspect that I would have a couple of family members, and there's 3 of them, and they're going to show up. You know what? We're talking SHTF. It's not a time to dicker over past dollars spent. I store extra food.
Yep.
So instead of storing for 2, I store for 5.
Yep.
And you say, well, my gosh, that's expensive. You know, we're talking about survival. We're not talking about pinching pennies. So in that case, yeah, I like your idea. The food, you just account for it.
Mm-hmm. Just expect it.
Yeah, just expect it. You have to come up with maybe living quarters ideas or something like that.
Yeah.
One thing that I think would be important, those of us that are preppers, that are readiness or self-reliant people, you know, we have thought about scenarios and all this other stuff. These people show up. They're not going to have a clue. They heard us but didn't listen.
Mm.
Right? And they're not going to have a clue. I think it's also important for us to have some basic guidelines, basic instruction, basic rules.
Yep.
Nothing draconian. Not like, oh, you didn't prepare, therefore I'm the king.
Yeah.
No, nothing like that. You know, I mean, you want them on your side, not overthrowing you.
Yeah, but you gotta set expectations up front. People have to understand what's going on.
Yeah.
It's gotta be clear. Because everyone's gonna have, you know, people are gonna come, they're gonna be unprepared, and then they're gonna want your help, and then at some point they're gonna want to run the show, potentially, or have more input on the decision making than maybe they should have.
More than their capabilities warrant.
Right? And yeah, it's just people have to understand what this is how things are. But yeah, you can't be a dictator either.
Yeah, so if you've got rules or guides that are reasonable, right?
Yeah.
For example, everyone goes on a guard rotation.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you want, you know, certain people
could
be exempt. But if
you
you've got kids under 2,
and the garden duty and this and that, and just
when it comes time for gardening, everyone gardens unless you're on guard duty. So you come up with some basic. If there's a dispute, here's how we're going to handle it, and you have all this stuff developed ahead of time, so that when people show up, you can say, all right. Y'all are here. This is the SHTF that I've talked about. Here's what we have developed. You guys are welcome. I'm ready for you. You're part of the team. If you can follow these guides, here's how to fold you in. And you want to make them useful. You've already, hopefully by this time, you have already taken the time to prepare them.
Yeah.
You know, you've given them some background knowledge. But you want to, I think you want to take it easy. Take it slow. Even if you drop the word prepper, you don't sit there and say, all right, we're going on a 7-day, pack your bag, and we're going to see if we can survive for 7 days out in the wilderness.
Yeah.
If they've never left suburbia,
yeah.
You might want to like, hey, let's go for a day camp, and let's one weekend on the camper, and break them into it, especially if they got kids. Kids love the outdoors. Once you get them away from their phones.
Yeah, that's what I do with when COVID hit. There's a few people that I figured would be receptive. So, yeah, I didn't use the word prepper, and I just sold it as basically, hey, you don't know, you never know. The way things are now, you don't know. Telling people, hey, I like to be ready or something. But yeah, you can sell it pretty easily. Kind of goes back to our first point, but yeah, just really break them into the idea of just being ready for everyday life, and then you slowly build on that. But that's what I generally do.
What about those people who just believe that the system will not break? They believe the government or Red Cross or whatever will take care of them.
I mean, if you can't even get them, because I'm talking slowly, like everyday thing, I'll break them into that. If they
remember our video we did?
Which one?
On the Red Cross and FEMA list?
Yeah.
It's right here. Here's a link. If you've got a relative that just thinks we're insane, that the government will always be there, you guys have heard me before. If you're that person, this is me talking to that person. If you're that person and you believe the government will be there, Red Cross will be there, then you ought to do what the government and Red Cross says. And Red Cross, check out that video that we had up there before. Red Cross says you ought to have a 2 to 3 week supply at home.
Mm-hmm.
2 to 3 weeks. FEMA has their bug out list. Their bug out bag list, and so does Red Cross. If you have a relative who's one of those people, then I'd hold their feet to the fire. Okay, you're one of those people. Do you have this stuff?
Yep.
Show me that you're really committed to them. This is what they're saying. That's the path you subscribe to. And that way, at least you're getting them to think. I mean, the reality is most people are just too lazy to really do anything. They'll say, the government will take care of me. But they're not going to take the energy to do what the government says.
Mm-hmm.
So, but at least we can kind of hold their feet to the fire. So, I know I've been doing most of the talking on this one, but I'm kind of passionate about this. So, sorry, it took like all your time.
Pretty straightforward stuff. I think the biggest thing is just be easing people into it, using everyday terms, and just
the most important thing. While you are talking to these people, what would you say the most important thing is? It's the last line in my notes.
It's got to be fun.
You gotta have fun.
Yeah.
Don't be a dick. Don't be so wired, so tight. That will turn people off. We're here to have fun, and in having fun, you're going to be developing their skills. You're going to be developing their knowledge. You're going to be getting them ready so that when you guys need to work together, they're already part of the way there.
Yeah.
They can start a fire because you had them start a fire at the campsite.
Yeah, and the other big thing is
cook over an open fire because you've done it.
Yeah, you got to build relationships, and that's what's really gonna, the relationships with people you have when things go south. If you've already built good relationships with people, but that's gonna be a lot. That's gonna be really valuable. Is having people with solid relationships versus someone who's high skill when you don't have that relationship.
Yeah, and having fun is a great way to build relationships.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So it requires commitment on our parts to reach out, leadership, patience. We have to have patience with people, but we can, in this time that we have, which I really don't think it's all that long. I'm not going to give a number. We do that in a different video.
But shoot, that's why we sold houses and moved.
Yeah, right. But we do have a little bit of time, so reach out, have fun. Those people that are near you that you may be relying on, start building them, start developing them. Mm-hmm. But not as preppers. Hey, let's just have a good time. Let's go spend some time. Let's do some hunting. Let's do some fishing. Mm-hmm. Hey, I got this garden. Maybe you could help me out. We'll plant a section of my food plot for you too.
And right now is the easiest time to integrate. Post-COVID is so much easier to integrate people than pre-COVID.
Yeah.
A lot of you can't say X, Y, or Z wouldn't happen. It happened last year and it's still happening.
Right.
The gardening and canning, the food prices are insane now, so it's easy to use as an excuse. I'm just going to start growing my own food. It makes sense to people.
If I had a friend I wanted to incorporate, talk about the food prices, and hey, I'm going to plant I don't know, we're going to pick some, we're going to plant some corn and some potatoes. You come help me, and I know you don't have land, but you come plant me, and we'll put some in the ground, and it'll be yours.
Yep. Yeah, and that's the you have already calculated how much you're going to plant. They don't know what you're planting for them too.
Yeah,
you know,
but you can tell them, and you help me, and that way they'll come and do the harvest too, not just the plant, because they're harvesting their own, right? And then when you do the preservation, you could even tell them, hey, 20 jars here, I'm storing here. That 20 jars of tomato sauce or whatever, that's your prepping food here. They can help you with the canning and just do a little bit extra and say, yeah, we're doing this for you. I do need those jars back though when you take off.
Right? Well, and even if they're not as receptive enough to do that, it'll make sense to a regular person if you tell them you're planting your own food, just because food's expensive and you just like, oh, I just want to grow my own. That won't sound weird to anybody right now.
Well, exactly. It doesn't sound weird, but offering them some for helping, it doesn't sound weird either. No. They don't need to know that you calculated that extra for them. But it's just a thank you. Oh, thank you. We did this 100 jars of tomato sauce. Please take 10. Yeah. Just when you're done, return the jars, please. Yeah. Because I can reuse those. And here, take 4 bushels of corn. You know. They can't have the blackberries. All right. So leave us some comments. Tell us what you think. Tell us what ideas that you have that maybe we didn't cover that would help somebody to draw in those non-prepper family, non-prepper friends to help get them ready to be assets for your survival when when SHTF happens. Yeah. All right. So, go ahead.
Stay safe and stay prepared.